In the United States, a child goes missing or is abducted every 40 seconds. Approximately 840,000 children are reported missing every year. The majority of these children are found within hours, but what happens if the parents wait an extended period of time before reporting the missing child to authorities? Madalina Cojocari, age 11, lived with her mother, Madalina Cojocari, and her stepfather Christopher Parental, age 60. Madalina and her mother Diana are immigrants from Moldova. Moldova was previously a part of the Soviet Union, then Russia. In 1991 the country declared its independence. It is now known as the Republic of Moldova. It has a population of just over 2.5 million citizens. Prior to moving to the United States, Madalina's mother, Madalina Cojocari, once appeared as a contestant on a Moldovan online magazine weight loss show. The show focused on the contestants' weight loss journey. Little Madalina was also on the show with her mother. She was much younger at the time. After Cojocari divorced Madalina's father, Diana moved with her young daughter to the capital city of Chinisaw. Later she immigrated to the United States, where she met and married Parental. The family lives in Cornelius, which is 20 miles north of Charlotte, North Carolina. Madalina got off her school bus on November 21 in 2022 for the last time. She entered her home and, according to her mother, was last seen on the night of November 23. Diana said the last time she saw her daughter was when she went into her bedroom for the night. Diana said that she had an argument with her husband that night. Her mother reports her husband, Madeline's stepfather, left early to go on a trip to Michigan the next morning. When Diana woke, her daughter was missing. The 11-year-old has not been seen since. When her husband arrived home a few days later, she asked her husband if he had seen Madalina. He said he didn't know where she was. Despite the child being missing, neither raised the alarm to police. Madalina was last seen wearing a white t-shirt, jeans, purple and white Adidas shoes, and a jacket. She is 4 foot 10 inches tall, weighs 90 pounds, and has brown hair. The investigation was halted by the parents waiting until December 15 to report the child missing. According to police documents, Madalina's school counselor scheduled a meeting with the child's mother due to Madalina's truancy. It was required that she bring the child with her to the meeting. When she arrived without Madalina, the counselor was able to gather enough information from Diana that the girl was missing, and called the police to the building. School officials, they sent letters, attempted home visits and attempted numerous times to contact Diana regarding her daughter's absences, but it wasn't until the day of the meeting they realized the child was missing. When police interviewed the mother and stepfather, both denied knowing where Madalina could be. When police searched the home, they noticed an area in the kitchen blocked off with plywood. Palmiter claimed it was blocked off because they were going to build a separate apartment. The Cornelius Police Department issued a statement: "We are seeking additional witnesses outside of the family to narrow down the exact timeline of when she disappeared." On December 17 in 2022, Madalina Cojocari and Christopher Parental were both arrested for failure to report their child missing. Since 2013, a new law called Kaylee's Law requires the reporting of missing children under the age of 16 to be reported. Little 2-year-old Kaylee Anthony was missing for 31 days before her mother, Casey Anthony, was forced by her mother to report the child missing. The law states that it is a Class A felony if any parent or other persons providing care for supervision to someone younger than 16 years old to knowingly or wantonly fail to report the disappearance of a child to law enforcement. The law defines the disappearance of a child as being when a parent or guardian of a child does not know the location of the child and has not had contact with the child for a duration of 24 hours. Under Cayley's law, it's a Class 1 misdemeanor for any person who reasonably suspects the disappearance of a child, and who suspects that the child may be in danger to not report those suspicions to the police with a reasonable time period. A teacher must follow the state's compulsory attendance law, which states it's their responsibility to reach out to the parent or guardian when a child has 3 unexcused absences in a school year. If the child hits 6 unexcused absences, the parent or guardian will receive a letter from the school stating they could be prosecuted under the state law. A counselor will attempt to reach out to the family. After 10 unexcused absences, the case can be handed over to the district attorney, social services, or juvenile courts. The judge cancelled Madalina Cojocari and Christopher Palmiter's bond hearings and said the two must surrender their passports. Chilling new evidence may shed some light as to what transpired in the days following Madeline's disappearance. A neighbor came forward saying a fire burned in the fire pit behind the family's home for several days after the child disappeared. The neighbor could see burning couch cushions from the home as well as other items. The neighbors did call and report the fire because it was a safety hazard, however they didn't know until much later that Madelina was missing. Madelina's grandfather, Victor Cojocari, lives in Moldova. He told authorities he last spoke with his granddaughter over the phone in October. He said he got to speak occasionally with his granddaughter, who knows a little Romanian, his primary language. He said nothing seemed off, and his daughter and granddaughter both seemed happy. However, he said his daughter could only call when Palmiter was out of the home. He said Palmiter was against her staying in touch with her Moldovan relatives. The grandfather believes Madelina's stepfather did something to his granddaughter. Madelina's mother and stepfather have not provided any explanation for her disappearance. Madelina's mother claims she didn't report her daughter missing for nearly a month because she believed her husband would harm her family. She said she thought if she reported her daughter missing it would cause a conflict with her husband and put her family in serious danger. She said her daughter didn't own a phone, and her backpack, and some of her clothes were missing from her room. She went on to say that her daughter didn't have any friends she could be hiding out with, and family didn't live nearby. The couple deny knowing any information that would help locate the missing child. Let's look at the timeline of events surrounding this case. November 16, Christopher Palmiter told authorities he believed the last time he saw Madelina was a week before his trip, a date that fell on November 16. On November 23, Madalina Cojocari told a school resource officer that Madelina went into her room on the night of November 23 to go to bed. Cojocari said she and her husband, Christopher Palmiter, had an argument that night. November 24, Thanksgiving, Cojocari said Palmiter drove to his family's house in Michigan to recover some items. Palmiter confirmed the same information to investigators. Cojocari said she went to check on Madelina around 11:30 a.m. that same day, and noticed Madelina was not in her room. November 26, Cojocari said she waited until November 26 at 7 p.m. when Palmiter returned home, before asking if he knew where Madelina was. He said he did not know and asked her the same thing. Palmiter said he asked Cojocari if she had hidden Madelina, and she said she asked the same, both said no. Neither reported her missing to the police at that time. November 26 through the next 3 weeks, Palmiter said he spoke with Cojocari several times about Madelina's whereabouts. They both said they didn't know where Madelina was, but they didn't report her missing to police. December 12, a school resource officer at Bailey Middle School tried to make a home visit for Madelina with the 6th grade school counselor. The counselor said Madelina hadn't been to school since November 21. No one answered the door, so they left a truancy packet at the home. December 14, The counselor said Madalina Cojocari called her for a meeting about Madelina. She said Cojocari told her she'd bring Madelina to school on December 15th and they'd meet about the truancy. December 15th, Cojocari arrived without Madelina and met the counselor. The counselor requested the senior resource officer step into the meeting as well. When he arrived, Cojocari said Madelina had been missing since November 23rd. According to the arrest report, when asked why she didn't report Madelina missing until that day, Cojocari said she was worried it might start a conflict between her and Palmiter. December 15th, Palmiter confirmed the information that Cojocari said. He left for Michigan on November 23rd but didn't see Madelina the day he left. He returned home on November 26th and said he asked Cojocari where Madelina was. Neither of them knew. Madelina's family released a letter that read the following. We as a family are devastated and absolutely heartbroken to learn that Madelina is missing. We love Madelina, and are shocked by these circumstances. This is something no child or family should ever have to endure. Our family is doing everything we know to do to support the efforts to find Madelina, and bring her home. We are and continue to hope and stay positive in this difficult time, and pray that she is found safe very soon. We know and greatly appreciate that the local, state, national and online communities have come together to share flyers, and offer positive support, hold prayer vigils, support law enforcement and are doing everything possible to find and bring Madelina home. We also appreciate of all the efforts, endless hours and boots on the ground of the local, state and federal law enforcement agencies involved have the same goal. Madelina is a beautiful, smart, kind, and loving 11-year-old girl with greatness in her future. We are desperate to find her right now. She needs all of our help. We ask for your continued, positive support in sharing far and wide the posters and pictures of Madelina. Each and every share may be one step closer to finding her. If you believe you have seen Madelina, or have any information related to her whereabouts, please contact your local law enforcement agency or the Cornelius Police Department, and come forward with the information. Anything may help. Our family would like to express sincere gratitude to each and every one of you for your support. Our family will continue to do everything we know and learn to do for Madelina's safe return home. Blessings. The FBI are now leading the investigation and began by searching a nearby lake. The Bureau says it's a myth that a parent must wait 24 hours to report their child missing. As soon as a child isn't where they should be, they want to know about it. The Bureau also said it's completely untrue that the FBI won't get involved in kidnappings unless the child is taken across state lines. FBI Special Agent Jim Granozio said as soon as a child isn't where they're supposed to be, we want to know. And we want to help. There's no need to show interstate travel, no need for an Amber Alert, and no need to even show evidence of an abduction. The mysterious disappearance of a child, which means that the child is just not where they're supposed to be, is enough for the FBI to get involved, and at a very early stage. The FBI says strangers rarely kidnap kids. Less than 1% of all kids that go missing are taken by true strangers. In many cases it is someone they know, and all too often by relatives. A prayer vigil was held on December 20th. Neighbors prayed for her safe return. The police department suggested if people want to help to share the poster on social media. A link to the poster will be in the description area below this video. According to the FBI's National Crime Information Center, there were 421,394 children under the age of 18 reported missing in the United States in 2019. May 25th is observed as National Missing Children's Day in honor of one such child who went missing back in 1979. 6-year-old Eitan Patz left his house to go to school. Decades later the FBI and other investigators would learn that he was kidnapped and murdered the same day he was taken. In 1983, President Ronald Reagan declared May 25 National Missing Children's Day in Aunt Patsy's memory. International Missing Children's Day is also observed on the same day. Anyone with information concerning the whereabouts of Madelina is urged to contact the Cornelius Police Department at 704-892-7773. This case is all too familiar. It's a mirror image of the case where little Kaylee Anthony went missing. Her mother, Casey, waited a month before being forced by her mother to report her missing. Diana also waited nearly a month and the school forced her to report the child missing. The first hours are the most critical in missing children. Waiting nearly a month is unfathomable. Is it possible that Madelina's stepfather was angry at his wife and took it out on the little girl? After all, she was never seen again after he left for his trip. This doesn't excuse the mother not reporting her daughter missing. Was she scared of her husband? Or was she involved with her daughter's disappearance? One thing's for sure, something very sinister happened here. Hopefully authorities can get to the bottom of this quickly. May little Madelina be brought home soon. That concludes this video. If you enjoy videos like this one, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.
Want to help support the channel you love, and get something in return? Simply purchase some Elizabeth's Chronicles merch. We have coffee mugs, t-shirts, sweatshirts, cozy blankets, beach towels, phone covers and more. Use the coupon code EC10OFF4U and get 10% off your order. The link to order is in the description area below this video. Thanks for helping Elizabeth's Chronicles continue to make the videos you love.